It's Texting Tuesday, and I'm trying to get my screen flashing. There we go. There we go. Welcome to Wake Up Real Estate. We are running a few minutes behind. I had an impromptu eye doctor appointment. I got some blood going on in my eye. I don't know. It's not a big deal though. Nothing major. So starting a little bit. Starting a little bit late. Appreciate everyone being here. Winifred, good morning. Mark says tackling Tuesday's trials and tribulations. Mark knows my my affinity for alliteration. So thank you for that, Mark. Wherever you're watching, do us a huge favor, like, comment, subscribe, and share with others in your office, others in referral partners, whatever. Spread the love, spread the joy, and help us out. You can listen on your favorite podcasting app. And if or when you do, please subscribe, rate, and review there. As I mentioned, it's Texting Tuesday. I've got a great script and even a video text and video email version of it as well. We'll give you the text-only version, and also you can see the video that I've used. Of course, we'll cover mortgage rates. Ryan's got a few cool things that he's working on. We'll do our motivation minute and lots of good witty banter here. If you haven't already done so, please create your free membership at wakeupre.com. Wakeupre.com. That is where you can find the scripts from today's Texting Tuesday. Mike already put the link, the document in there that has the scripts, so you can more easily R&D, rip off and deploy, or rip off and duplicate as well. Lance says, good morning from Paradise. George, good morning, also from Paradise.
That's right.
Not far from.
They're both my neighbors, and they're way smarter than you, Josh.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. Listen, we just have too many kids and too much close family to. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Mortgage, where are we at with mortgage rates?
Oh, I don't know. Let's take a look.
Let's find out together.
I have the wrong browser open over here with
I can bring it up too if it's.
No, I got it. Here we go. Mortgage rates. Mortgage rates I bet you they're going up because the markets are tanking. I'm looking over here at my my trading screen, and
yep.
Yeah. So, they are going up a little bit. Looks like 6.8 on the 30. And let's make this a little bigger. And where are we at?
FHA is holding strong. And you know what? These may not have been totally updated from yesterday because of yesterday being the holiday. It's possible. Yeah. It's possible.
If I look at the 10-year yield is spiking up this morning from like 3.9 to 3. It's a pretty big spike today. So rates look like they're going up a little bit. And guys, as always, just inform your people about that. It could be a way to induce them to get off the fence and do something now, or maybe not do something now.
Yeah.
But either way, they'll appreciate your keeping them informed. You want to move right on to the social post, Josh? Do you have anything else on mortgages?
Let's do the social post of the day. And while Ryan is bringing that up, we want to encourage, number one, encourage feedback and engagement quite transparently, because the more comments and engagement we get, the more the algorithm rewards this. And we want more people, or as many people as possible, to see this. So while Ryan is bringing that up, let us know. Are you posting, just simple yes or no in the comments, are you posting these social media posts of the day? Just yes or no in the comments. And if not, let's make today the day you start.
Yeah, just a reminder, they're all in the Wake Up portal, and they're under the social post of the day. There's this whole menu on the side. So in case you guys don't know that, all these scripts that we're sharing are in there. So what I have today, I was building a funnel yesterday around real estate transactions. I've been wrapping my head a lot around seller lead generation, which I think there's a big opportunity for right now. A lot of the competition, things might be slowing down. More people might be thinking about selling, but knowing their values are going down. Anyway, the way to generate good leads is to always have interesting lead magnets, right, Josh? Like interesting
Absolutely.
information that they might be interested in. And I've always loved this idea of posting to your website the recent transactions in your market, or sending them out as an email newsletter. So what I did as part of building this funnel yesterday was I just put a custom page on KV Core, and I didn't put a lot of work into this. I just sorted some columns. For those of you in Florida who have Stellar, you can kind of rearrange the columns and the appearance into this nice little grid view. And I just posted the image of all the transactions in the little town I live by for so far for this year. So that's there. I also made a landing page just to give some context. So I'm running a postcard campaign to this. I think I posted some information about this in the group, but we'll have more about that. But staying on focus with the social media post of the day, I figured I'd use this same content. You can usually use stuff you're working on, right? And repurpose it in different ways to do a post of the day. And it's just, hey, quick look at recently sold real estate transactions in Gulfport since the start of 2023. You can access the full list with final selling info at. And I think the key thing here is, and you guys can use this in any way, when you have data, I'm giving the incomplete version of it. You'll notice this does not have the pricing over on the right side, the sold prices. So if you're doing something like this, if you're screenshotting data, show half of it and just say, hey, you can access the full link over here. In this case, I am linking to the landing page, but I could easily have linked to the sold transactions. Doesn't matter either way. So that's the social post of the day. The idea is to start maintaining a list of transactions in your area and post about them.
And the meta lesson here that I love is when you create something, a piece of content, a blog post, a short form video, whatever, find as many ways possible to utilize, repurpose, or use that content, right? And I'm guilty. I thought about this morning. So I was guilty of this yesterday, of not doing this yesterday. Yesterday, my daughter had a soccer tournament. My youngest daughter had a soccer tournament. We had to get there early. There's nothing I can do there while we're there early anyway. Like, I mean, I can mingle with the parents, which I do. But I was like, you know what? From my phone, I'm going to record a little video and I'm going to post it and share it. And so I did that. But what I didn't do was fully repurpose it. In other words, I didn't post it on TikTok, which I could have. I didn't post it as a YouTube short, which I could have. And I didn't post it. I didn't post it on my Google business. I posted it on Facebook and I posted it on Instagram and I shared it, right? Which is better than nothing, but I left some things, you know, that could have been done more or better. Like, and I'll go back today and do that, right? So that's the nice thing is, like, you know, I can still go back and do that. But with an idea like this, find as many ways possible to utilize this, right? This could be an email to your entire database or just your seller portion of your database. You could make a little video about it, right? You could do a short form video about the transactions and just kind of talk about, you know, whatever, you know, kind of summarize.
Josh, there's a full-fledged business growth system funnel in this transactions idea. I truly believe because it's frequently updated data that nobody else in your market is sharing. If you just become the person who reports this every week, you get people to opt in to get the updates, and then you publish the updates and like you said, email them, put them all on your socials. Yep. That's a whole system that could probably allow you to own a specific farm pretty easily if you stay consistent. And
when Ryan says a growth system, like, you know, a niche that you can focus on, and if you were consistent with that each and every week for a year, you'd build this entire database about this one idea, and you'd be positioned as the expert in that. Is this Gulfport? Is that what this is?
Yeah. This is a perfect little town, by the way, because it's like 1 by 1 mile, maybe 2 by 2 miles, the size. So it doesn't need to be a city. It can be any farm, basically, or neighborhood or community. Just get every homeowner. Your goal should be to get every homeowner in that area subscribed to your sold transactions.
Yeah, and you could, when you're posting content, you can hashtag the local area, which it's a small area, so it's not going to be much. But when people do, like, the little activity that it does get, that's going to show up, and people.
Oh, I'm doing that.
We found it. Find it. Yeah, love it. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to grab the screen, I think.
Yep.
Share a couple of tidbits here, and then the text for today. I want to share a couple of things first, and then we'll get to the text. I'm going to do the fancy dancy screen mirroring thing here, and I'm going to start with motivation point for today. I like this one. Hustle. It really pisses lazy people off, right? If you're the hustler, it's going to get under the skin of lazy people, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
My son calls me an evil capitalist. He's so
nice.
He doesn't like the hustle.
Yeah. Real quick mortgage minute. We talked about rates, but I actually got an email from an agent in Florida this morning asking for more information or scenarios on 3-2-1 buy downs. 3-2-1 buy downs. So I was actually in the eye doctor's office in the waiting area, and I just pulled up and screenshotted a couple of examples from lenders that we work with. So the 3-2-1 buy down it's a temporary buy down strategy that allows people to lower their interest rate and sort of have a staggered increase in the rate. Okay, so this is one you can save on interest over the first 3 years of ownership. You save 3% in the first year, 2% in the second year, 1% in the third. Interest payments resume normally afterward, and then some other notes there. Here's another one. This is with 11 Mortgage, which is one of the lenders that we work with, and it just gives a scenario of what, an example of how a 3-2-1 buy down works. Now, that is not a permanent buy down, so it's not a permanent solution, but it may be a way that you can help someone date the rate, right, and marry the house. And if you have someone who they know that they're not going to be in that home for, let's say, more than 5 years, or they're taking a bet that rates will go down in the next 24 months, let's say, right? I mean, there's any number of ways that you can do this, or just use it as a way to get into more conversations, even if the 3-2-1 buy down isn't the perfect or the best solution for them. For example, a permanent buy down may make more sense for them. If it's going to be their forever home, let's take the same idea and let's buy down the rate permanently. It may not, it's not going to save them 3%. They're not going to go from 7 to 4, but they might be able to buy it down to 6 or 5.5, or maybe even 5.25, depending on how much you can negotiate in seller credit, things of that nature. So
3-2-1. So three, I'm lost a little bit. So you buy down a certain percentage.
Right. So basically you're buying for the first 12 months. It's 3% off let's just for round numbers. Let's say the rate is 7%. For the first year, it's going to be 4. For year 2, it's going to be 5. For year 3, it's going to be 6. And then from 4 on, it's going to be that full fixed rate, the 7%.
And if I know I might be moving in 3 to 5 years, is there any penalty for ditching the?
Well, you got to be careful because each company has their different. The way that they structure them and so forth. So you want to, make an educated decision, find out what those, what the fine print is on something like that. But certainly, there are certainly some where there is no penalty, right? There's nothing, there's nothing.
Definitely something that can help somebody get into a house with a lower monthly payment. For now,
Lance is dropping all kinds of acronyms.
Yeah, I know. I was a little distracted.
What does BTR MTH even mean? I don't even know what that.
He's going acronyms or whatever it is. So, is it like an adjustable rate?
It is not. It is not an adjustable rate. So you're getting the rate is fixed from year 4 on. What you're getting is a lower rate for year 1, 2, and 3. And that you can have a 1-0 buy down, so a 1-year buy down. You can have a 2-1 buy down, a 2-year buy down, where in that scenario, year 1 it's 5, year 2 it's 6, year 3 and beyond it's fixed at 7. This is just an example of a 3-2-1 buy down.
Yeah, Aaron said you pay upfront, so no penalty. And as I was asking the question, I almost realized that, because.
But the idea here is the conversation you have with your buyer is, we're going to get the seller to pay for this for you. Okay. Now, you may or may not be able to get that, to win that negotiation, but that's how I would sell it. Listen, we're not going to have you pay for it. We're going to try and have the seller pay for it on your behalf.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of comments here, Josh.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a discussion around the transaction stuff. If I can just, while it's still a little bit fresh, you can go back as far as you want to, George, 30, 60, 90 days on the transactions. That's up to you. If you're going to run this as a continuous system, then you're always going to be updating it anyway. But yeah, go back, like today, go back to the beginning of the year. It's just an interesting way to do it. Does KV Core send a list automatically every week? No, you got to manually do it. And that's where it gives you the competitive advantage. You're doing this when the competitors won't. But I'll tell you, I mean, we're talking 5-10 minutes of work once you know how to create the list and send the email from KV Core. So.
Well, and Maria, here's what I would take that a step farther. If you're going to do this, marry it with our Friday email newsletter protocol, and that becomes a regular content piece in your Friday email newsletter, along with your weekend bucket list, right? Yeah. So that's work that that's an example of work that you can then leverage in multiple ways. You can create your new blog post with the recent transactions. Then you use that blog post as part of your weekly email newsletter. That blog post also becomes a social media post. That blog post also becomes a short form video, just summarizing that information and telling people where to go if they want to get a weekly updated list of these, right? And that becomes it's not something that you can completely outsource, but it becomes a habit that, over time is going to compound and provide you with exponential opportunities if you commit to it.
And the natural call to action at the end, I think we need to build a little course about this, but the natural call to action at the end of every communication about this is, oh, by the way, if you want to see what your house is worth, click here for a full detailed home value report. It's a side angle. Everybody's driving traffic to get a home value report. That's the way every lead vendor and every real estate website has a check your home value. This is a more interesting way at that. But
this is just a newer version of something you and I came up with years ago when home valuation ads started to get stale 10 years ago. Yeah. Our sort of side angle was just sold report, right? Check out all the just sold homes in blank area, which it's the same idea. It's the same person that would be interested in knowing their home value is also going to be interested in those just sold reports. But it also maybe has a little bit more universal appeal. In other words, you would even what you will get is high quality buyer opportunities from that as well, because they're studying the market. And if they're studying the market and what homes are selling for, that probably means they're pretty serious about buying as well, right?
Yeah, and just to hammer that point home, I always use this so you always know the approximate value of yours. Tying that in, but this is the reason why you want to get this free weekly list of sold properties from the past 30 days, so you always know the value of yours. Okay. Sweet. What else you got, Josh? You got?
Well, I've been teasing the text of the day, so I better make good on that. So the idea is incredibly simple and very direct. Okay, incredibly simple and very direct. This is a video I shot this morning before heading out to my doctor's appointment, and I texted it out to a bunch of folks. It is a video script, and I think this is a great way to get people to respond. This phrasing, let me know either way. And in this case, because it was with a video, I actually wrote out, let me know either way. But if there was other text, I would typically use the texting vernacular of LMK, right? Let me know. I'll tell you, I'll play the video here in a minute, although the quality is probably not great. Also, there's a link to the video in this document, which is already in the Wake Up Real Estate community for you all to R&D there for you. But the text script, if you just want to send the text, is, hey, Ryan, we're going out touring some new homes later this week. Would you like to join us? Very direct. Very direct. And you don't want to always have this kind of very direct call to action, but it doesn't hurt to do that every once in a while, right? To just say, hey, who's ready to go out? Who's ready to hop in the car and go look at some properties. My video was I don't know, it was 25 seconds. Honestly, I recorded a couple of times to keep it short because I tend to ramble. Ryan, go ahead. What was the
Would
question?
you get specific about where you're going to tour homes? I guess just general opens it up.
I didn't, because Central PA, my database is, I got people in Cumberland County and Dauphin County and Perry County and York County. And what I didn't want to get specific and then have people say, I'll tie in an analogy that I used last week from Dean Jackson. I didn't want to offer chocolate chip cookies when the person on the other end, they really wanted was some oatmeal raisins.
See, well, I was thinking the other way, but we'd have to test this. I was thinking if I said, hey, do you want to go look at homes in Gulfport? Somebody would be like, no, but do you have anything in Largo? I wonder
that's a very fair point. A very fair point.
But you don't know until you try.
Right. Totally. And doing something is better than doing nothing. This was the video. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me mute my mic because I can't hear yours, just so you know. I don't think anybody can hear that, Josh.
Okay. Well, anyway, you can, it is in the document in the Wake Up Real Estate community. There's a link to it at the top. You can check it out. It's nothing special. I can just show everybody that it is not special.
Where that is. It's under the examples and swipes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So under the videos and swipes, it's getting a little unruly in our sidebar here. We'll clean that up, but it's under the examples and swipes, and then it's like down here, text, email, and video scripts.
And it's just called the "Want to Join Us" video text script. Want to join us video text script.
If you go to the home link when you first come in, it should be right toward the top. All the latest stuff just scrolls in order up here for you guys. So that's the.
And if you can't find, if you're having trouble finding it, just email mike@growwithjosh.com. Mike@growwithjosh.com. Now I want to. This isn't just about what you send out. I want to give you a sense of the kind of replies that have come back. Okay, I've gotten a lot of no's, no thank you, no I'm good. This one just came in. Will not be joining the group, but thanks for the invite. However, so far already, and this went out, I started texting this out less than 2 hours ago. Donna yelled no with 8 exclamation points, as if it helps.
She meant it.
On Thursday, so I won't be able to make it. Maybe another day. That's an opening for an opportunity. Not interested. No, thank you. I wanted to find what time on Thursday. What time on Thursday? Doug asked, and so I said, we're going to be out all afternoon. What time works for you? Okay. And then I also got a couple people that responded through the video function. I was trying to find. There was one other one that I wanted to share, but several people that want to go and look at homes, but can't do Thursday. And I didn't even say Thursday. I said later this week, but I happened to reference that Thursday is going to be really nice here, which so people started to focus on Thursday. But here's the other thing that's happened already. I've had 2 people call me. 2 people have called me from the video, and one, I have an appointment at 1:00 today.
Amazing.
So, do stuff and good stuff happens, right? I got a bunch of people, and not only were there a bunch of people that said no thanks, there were also people that said we already bought a house, we're not looking in Central PA anymore, whatever. And that is all really good because it means we can clean up the database. Like I texted that out to 3,300 people. That's a lot of people. I don't want that many people, quite honestly. I'm glad that we get to clean out some of the folks that have already bought or sold or whatever. And part of me is like, I missed that. But the other part of me is thinking there's probably a reason why they're not working with me. They may have been a pain in the butt client. It may not have been a good fit. and it's all okay because there's more than enough to go around. Charla asked a great question. Go ahead, Ryan, and then let's dig into this question.
Yeah, the 8 exclamation points. No, is just every time I see that, I'm like, all right, you would have, even if I successfully got you under contract with something, you would have been a nightmare.
Oh, it would have been a nightmare. Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Charla says, if they say no, do you keep sending it weekly? Yeah. No, I mean, if they say no, take me off the list. Absolutely. But if they say no, they're still going to get my weekly email on Friday mornings. And I don't text everyone every week. I do not do that.
Yeah.
It's usually segments, and I try to mix and match. So they'll get a broadcast text message 1, 2, sometimes 3 times a month. But it's not every week like clockwork. I try to mix up the segments. And in KV Core, you can do that by choosing like prospects or only new leads or only active leads. Or you can just do it to a particular hashtag or segment that way, or you can just do your seller database or just seller home value leads, right? Like you can segment in any number of different ways.
Do you do this every Monday? I'm new to Texting Tuesday. Is it a system in your business?
Tuesday, and what I used to do, just full transparency for everybody here, what I used to do and have done for many years is I would actually do the texting live on these sessions. And the reason why there's 2 reasons why I'm moving away from that. Number one is YouTube was starting to flag those because there was you could see on the screen people's contact information because of the way I was doing it. And I don't want to share, information, even though all of that information really is public info anyway. But also I wanted to have actual examples and feedback already for these sessions to talk through. So what I've tried to do with these Wake Up Real Estate shows is send out the message either the day before or the morning before we actually go live. So I have some real-time feedback.
I didn't know if Tuesday or if there was like a certain time of the week when sending a text is optimal, or is it just any time that you have something good to say?
I think any time is better than no time, but yeah. I think Tuesday or Thursday morning might be better, honestly. Part of the reason why I do it this day is it would just kind of work for me, right? And so it's marrying what works best with what works for you, right? Like when you'll actually do the thing. So I don't have any.
Lance is in full troll mode.
That means. Is that an insult? I don't.
Oh, doxer, like you're giving somebody's contact info. It's like a fake
yeah. I don't know. This is a great question from Aaron. You keep
you're turning it off and I'm clicking at the same time.
My bad. Okay. Can you tell us what the blinking message on your phone is and how did you do it? Absolutely, I can. The message itself just said "want to join us?" ? And it was intentionally not want to join us. Although I think that's even what I put in. I think I put that in the title of today's episode. I actually went with "want to join us" because I think that your message, the way you send communications, should more closely match like natural communication. For example, this has nothing to do with real estate. And Aaron, I promise I'll get to the part 2 of your question.
Yeah, I want to know too. I want to download it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let me answer that, and then I'll give the example, the non-real estate example. Actually, my wife last night. The app on your phone is just called Make It Big, or Big. If you search in the App Store, Make It Big, it should be the one that comes up, and it literally, like, the icon for it is just here.
Josh, I'm getting ED ads. You sure that's the right name?
That I promise you. Look, I'm not that I would not expect anything less from you, but the icon for it just says in white letters "big" on a black, and it's called Make It Big.
Got it.
Yeah, that's a topic for a different show. The what I want to tie in is the wanna versus want to, or I am, or I have, or I will. My wife, she's gone back to teaching after many years being home with our kids, and she is working with a new group of parents in a classroom, and she drafted an email message to introduce herself last night and said, "Hey, can you proofread this?" And she had several times. She had "I am," "I have," "I will," da da da. And I said, "This is great, Pam, but I think this is great, Pam, but personally, when I read that, it seems more cold versus, I am looking forward to working with your children versus I'm looking forward to working with your children. I have, I have been in this classroom several times over the last month and a half. I've been in this class. It's a simple thing, but it can make a difference in the way that the communication is received by the reader. And I just think more than ever, if you sound too polished and too professional, it can come off as a turnoff. And I'll give one other example. We are growing out our mortgage team. And so we're bringing on LOAs. And part of their job is going to be, overseeing and updating clients, etc. And we had nice. We had turn it sideways. We had a lead come in recently, and Joseph, and I'm not picking on Joseph because we told Joseph this, responded, and it was the most robotic, it sounded literally like just robotic. It was just like, "I heard that you are potentially interested." It was just like, I said,
it was
Joseph,
professional.
Yeah, I said, "Joseph, just type the email how you would talk." And he did what he thought was right. He wasn't doing something like he thought he was doing the right thing. And the reality is, 15, 20, 30 years ago, people expected that. Now it's a turnoff. It seems just cold.
Your professionalism is hurting you a lot of times.
Yeah,
because it's those things are done in the interest of seeming professional.
And the professionalism was communicated through his signature file, which was, it had a picture of him. It had all of the important professional information, but the communication itself needed to be more personal and warm and friendly in nature. So make it big, Winifred, is what it's called.
I figured it out.
Big. Yep, there you go. Wake up real estate. I love it. Now
so
Ryan's going to stop.
I'm gonna walk around town.
Now, the only problem is Ryan's doing that on an Android phone. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Not a boomer.
Well, Lance. So Lance taking it the other way. Okay, don't be professional. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, we want to be professional, but we want to communicate in a more warm, personal fashion.
Relatable.
Yes, be relatable and also professional. Okay, I don't know. And don't forget the pattern interrupt, someone said. Yes. Well, that's why I like using that app, because that was sent one to many, right? That video was sent one to many. So I had one to join us on there. But if I was sending that right to Ryan, what I would have flashing on the screen is Ryan, because it's really hard for Ryan not to watch a video that has his name flashing in an animated GIF. Right? He's going to watch that. That is a pattern interrupt for sure.
Tomorrow's Social Post of the Day, I'm going to try just doing a quick video, just holding this about whatever the subject is. Yeah, I'm thinking that in a Facebook ad, speaking to the pattern interrupt, just sitting there like this and make that the content of your ad is probably an interesting way to go.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Pinellas County price reduced homes.
Yeah.
Question mark, and just flashing. And you could even have an arrow in the thing pointing down or whatever. You can put emojis. This morning's emoji for look, I had a little phone in there.
Yeah.
Charlotte asked a great question. So the platform that we're using to manage the Wake Up Real Estate community is called Circle. So if you download the Circle app, which it looks like it's the C with the circle that has like the two right there. It's right. Oh.
The bottom right.
Yeah, the bottom right. That's what it looks like. And if you download that, then you can more easily access the Wake Up Real Estate community in there. And it is very It works or functions very similar to like, the Facebook app or the LinkedIn app. It's pretty handy dandy and works great. Which icon on the Android? I think it's just still called Make It Big, and I think the icon is the same. It's just just as big in white letters for the app for the for what we were discussing. Okay, we've sufficiently gone over the normal allotted time, but I think there was some good stuff in there, some great takeaways for everyone. Tomorrow's session will, of course, as always, we'll check in on mortgage rates. We're going to do the social post of the day. I'll have more feedback from today's texting blast. What I didn't mention is that will also go out as an email to just the buyer portion of my database and the non-active portion of my buyer database to try and reinvigorate some activity there. So I'm going to have that go out as well. And I would recommend you all do the same. And later this week, we've got Tech Tip Thursday and Free Leads Friday. Ryan also is testing out some new campaigns, and I'm sure we'll be sharing, results, good, bad, or ugly, as those, as the traffic starts coming and the activity starts happening. Thanks so much for all of the kind words and the feedback. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at wakeupre.com/YouTube, wakeupre.com/YouTube. And if you haven't created your free account, go to wakeupre.com, create your free account. And I didn't even mention this to Ryan, but I'm going to float an idea. I think we're going to do a challenge and involve the community there and maybe give away some like legit valuable prizes for the month of March. I've got some ideas. We just have to figure out the best.
Who's paying for this, Josh?
Hopefully, I don't know. We'll get a sponsor or something. Yeah.
Mike will take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. Mike, put it on my tab. Thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning. We'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time, 10 a.m. We were a little late today, but back to normal time tomorrow. Check out the community. And if you need anything, honestly, if you have questions, if you need help with something, I had somebody texting me while I was at the eye doctor, somebody who was on here actually asking for some help with KV Core. We love helping with that kind of stuff. Let us know. And also, it gives us ideas for content to help others. Because if you don't know how to do something, probably someone else is struggling with the same question. Mike,
we're gonna have to give some hats away as prizes. I'll order a bunch of these. Winifred likes it. My wife's making one with the logo, so coming soon.
Beautiful. All right, thanks everybody. Thank you, Ryan. We'll be back tomorrow. Talk then.